deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.
Welcome to the show. This is Smoke the Competition. I'm your host, Eric Sojash. Please give us a like, follow, please subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter at Sojash Sports. In today's episode, we're breaking down the Week 6 matchup, Monday Night Football between the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Chargers. We're going to dive into your fantasy football lineups for this game, who you should pick on the point spread. We also have a special guest jumping in the show this week. They're going to be tuning in with us probably every week going forward. So sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the show. All right, let's have a look at the spread this week, figure out who's going to get the win, and discuss why. All right, we're doing some picks here. It's NFL Week 6, heading into the Monday night game. We got the Los Angeles Chargers hosting the Dallas Cowboys. This time we're doing it a little different. I got a special guest in the house. What's your name, buddy?
Easton.
That's Easton. That's my son. He's 6 years old. He's going to be helping with picks here. So, Easton, we got Dallas taking on the LA Chargers. Who do you think's going to win?
Dallas Cowboys.
You're going with the Cowboys? Who do you like on the Cowboys?
Ceedee Lamb.
Say that louder so everybody can hear you.
Ceedee Lamb.
You like Ceedee Lamb? Yeah, he's a really good receiver. Hopefully he has a big game tonight. So we're going with the Dallas Cowboys on the road to get the victory. You heard it here from Easton. He'll be with us taking our Week 7 picks as well. So hopefully he gets this one off to a good start, and then we'll keep it rolling. Well, you heard it. We're going with the Dallas Cowboys after that expert analysis by my 6-year-old son, Easton. He says the Cowboys are going to get the win. I'm going to go with that, even though my gut was kind of leaning towards the hometown Chargers. We're going to ride with Easton. He's the expert on this week. Cowboys -1.5. Go get that road victory. Make Easton look like a genius. Okay, let's break down those fantasy lineups and have a look at who you should be starting. Jumping right into those fantasy lineups, we're starting with the Dallas Cowboys. Number 4, quarterback Dak Prescott. I see him as a good start this week, not a must start. He hasn't been hitting the floor running here, hasn't been throwing a ton of yards. They've relied heavily on the defense to score so far this season. But after a tough loss there to San Francisco, what Dak called extremely humbling, I can see the Cowboys bouncing back in a major way on offense, getting back to running the ball consistently, using the play action, finding his receivers, and eventually converting that into touchdowns in the red zone using his tight ends. I see Dak once again as a good start this week in what's expected to be a high-powered game between the Dallas Cowboys and those Los Angeles Chargers. Speaking of one of those weapons, running back Tony Pollard of the Dallas Cowboys is a must-start this week. He should be able to exploit that Chargers defense. The Cowboys are going to rely on him to get a lot of touches via air, via ground. Pollard is a fantastic play this week. He currently comes in as the RB15 on the season. Dude was expected to be a top RB this year, and this is one of the weeks I believe he will break out for you. Hasn't had quite the big explosion since week 1. You can look to him to have that type of performance again where he put up 21 fantasy points against the Giants. I see Pollard as a must start this week. Dallas is looking to get back in the win track, and they're going to rely heavily on his skill set. So Tony Pollard is definitely a great play. The next player I'm seeing as an absolute must start this week is wide receiver Ceedee Lamb, number 88. Special number, special player, special talent. This kid is just exceptional with the ball in his hands, at the catch point, at contorting his body and making all those acrobatic type catches. He can do it all. So far this season, he's sitting at the wide receiver 20 in half PPR format. I think he's going to go off this week in week 6. He's playing the 32nd ranked defense against wide receivers in the LA Chargers. So there's no one on that back end that's really going to be able to hold someone of Ceedee's talent. This is his week. He should finish as a wide receiver 1. I could see him finishing in that top 7 range. Get him in your lineups and enjoy the show. Last but not least, In digging into the Dallas Cowboys, we're looking at their tight end position. Number 87, Jake Ferguson. I see him as a safe play this week. Not a good start, not a must start, but if you are in those leagues where tight end is at a desperation here, haven't been able to find yourself a stud tight end, and you were able to pick up Jake, he is a good start this week. He has a safe floor. The guy is ranked as a tight end 13 on the year, which is a lot better than some had projected at this point in the season. Dak Prescott loves to lean on his tight end, especially in the red zone. I can see Jake catching himself a touchdown on Monday Night Football. He is a safe floor play. Unless you have an elite tight end, it's good to get him in your lineups. And hopping over to those LA Chargers, we got some fantastic players, especially in fantasy purposes this week, led by Justin Herbert. He's currently the QB 10 on the season, and he's going to be an absolute must start this week. I know that Cowboys defense was going after Daniel Jones, going after the Arizona Cardinals, and a few other weaker opponents, but in terms of the LA Chargers and this high potent offense, I'm not concerned. Justin Herbert is a definite must start. He's had some pretty good weeks. Now he's coming off a bye. They've been able to build up for this matchup, get healthy, build a game plan. Kellen Moore has a revenge game, and he's using his number one stud to get that revenge. So I see Justin Herbert as an absolute must start this week. Get him in your lineups. He's a smash play. Another member of this Chargers offense that's a must start, no-brainer, is running back Austin Ekeler. He's coming back off that ankle injury. This will be his first game, and what a time to return. Monday Night Football, the lights are shining, and this guy knows how to turn on and put on a show. Ekeler is an absolute superstar running back in this league. He can beat you via the ground, he can beat you via the air, and they lean on him a lot, especially in the red zone. So this man is a must start. He should be able to put up somewhere between 10 to 15 fantasy points at a baseline, especially in this matchup. In order to stop someone of Micah Parsons' stature and that pass rush, you're going to have to run the ball at him, and that's exactly what I expect the Chargers to do with Austin Ekeler. The last member of the Chargers that I see as an absolute must start this week is wide receiver Keenan Allen. This guy has been on fire this year, wide receiver 7 on the season. Just absolutely phenomenal, and that's with the bye week included. If he didn't have that bye week, I believe he's in that top 3 range. He's just been phenomenal, especially after that 38 performance against the Minnesota Vikings where he was just torching them. The man caught 18 receptions in one game. Unbelievable numbers. The last player we're going to discuss among these LA Chargers is rookie wide receiver Quentin Johnston. This guy is a phenomenal talent coming out of TCU. Great first-round pick by these LA Chargers. Once they made that pick, a lot of us assumed he was going to be involved in this offense right away. Now that hasn't happened. Even with the injury to Mike Williams, the door is wide open for Quentin to take a big chunk of these targets. So far, he hasn't been able to do that. Now with the Chargers coming off a bye week, I believe they were able to go back to the lab, get Quentin in that playbook, and figure out exactly how to use this weapon. So there is some hope going forward. Pick up Quentin Johnston, use him as a stash. You can't start him yet. That's a huge risk. I see him as a risky play in week 6, but you can stash him, and hopefully there is a role for him going forward so we can start getting him in our lineups.
That's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. Give us a follow. Once again, subscribe to the channel. I'm Eric Sojash. Peace, love. Let's continue to smoke the competition.
Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treat it like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. The card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road.